We welcome you to one of the most picturesque grounds in world cricket for the start of this, the third and final test match. Day one at Newlands in Cape Town, South Africa versus the West Indies. We had a frustrated test match, the last one. A saturated test match as well, but I have good news for you regarding the weather in Cape Town for the next 5 days. We are expecting plenty of blue sky, virtually no rain, and temperatures around about the mid-20s Celsius, so it is just perfect for a spot of cricket. Both teams are looking forward to getting this one underway. It is a game they've been looking forward to for some time. Of course, everyone has enjoyed the new year in Cape Town, seeing 2015 in. We welcome that to you as well and wish you all the best for the upcoming 12 months. There's a look at the teams that have been selected. And South Africa, the one change. Simon Harmer is coming into the lineup, the spinner, the off spinner. And he's replacing Imran Tahir. He's going to be playing an interesting role in this test match. Initially, we would expect he'll be doing a little bit of controlled containing. The seamers get a little bit of life out of this surface. First up, it's a little bit drier, I think, than what we normally see in Cape Town for day one of a test match. But he will certainly play more of an attacking role because there are a couple of cracks around the place already at the start of this test, so we'll have to see how that unfolds. But we are not too far away from getting this first test match of 2015 underway. Alongside me, I have Kepler Vessels and also Ian Bishop. Kepler, first of all, to you, what a day this is going to be.
Well, I'm expecting the pitch to offer a good contest between bat and ball. I think it's a sort of surface where if you bend your back and you bowl in the right area, you'll get something out of it. And also conversely, if you bat well and you're prepared to get yourself in and leave the ball well, you'll be able to play your shots later on.
He played very well, man of the match at Port Elizabeth, his third 100 in 2014. And he is a very gutsy character, so he'll be looking to lead the way for the rest of the Windies' batsmen. Good morning, Bish.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Kepler. Hello to everyone wherever you are in the world. It's a huge pleasure to be at Newlands. Happy New Year and everything like that. Devon Smith will be hoping to not only get a start, but to kick on if he does get that start. The opening partnership has been reasonable in this series so far for the West Indies against this high-quality bowling attack. With what I hear about the pitch is anything to go by, to nibble about, so it'll be a serious test again for these West Indian batsmen.
Yes, what it will be is an examination of their technique and their concentration. I don't think it's as moist as some of the surfaces we've seen. We've seen teams getting bowled out for under 50, but those pitches had more moisture in it. This one has got the green tinge, but it's slightly drier.
It's been very warm with the build-up weather-wise in Cape Town. It's a favoured venue for South Africa, this one. Only one other team, Australia, has won since New Zealand beat South Africa way back in 1962. Australia have done it a few times. And South Africa love playing here. Most importantly also, only 5 drawn tests in the last 25 since readmission. Here we go. Lovely line. Lovely shape first up from Steyn at no great pace, but he'll build from that.
So Simon Harmer is making his debut for South Africa in this test match as a regulation finger spinner, an off spinner. It's a big moment for him as well. Just going back to the batting in Port Elizabeth during the second test, Brathwaite batted beautifully. What he chose to do there is to play at as many deliveries as he could. Where on this surface, you have to leave more outside off stump.
Just a reminder in case you're just joining us, it's the West Indies, by the way, won the toss and elected to bat. South Africa are going to do the same thing. We are looking for some nibble off the surface. That's what we're looking for, to see if Vernon Philander is going to be his efficient best, his devastating best at times. His record here is quite remarkable. You can see there's a couple of green tinges, but more importantly, there's some cracks. You normally don't see that. That's looking more like a day 2 pitch to me, Kepler.
Yeah, I think he's spot on there. And also, Bish, the reason why Philander has been so successful here is because of the length that he bowls on the surface.
So therefore, this young man, if in the first couple of hours we see the ball with a little bit more than PE, then he's going to have to manage his off-stump game a lot better. I've spoken about the fact that he does play that sometimes in between horizontal and vertical bat shot just outside the off stump, and it works well on slower pitches. Just have to manage it a bit better here on this surface. I'm surprised there isn't a short leg. I'm surprised it's noticeable by its absence.
We did some analysis on the touchscreen before the game on Brathwaite's technique, and he does sometimes just get his front foot across early and he plants it fractionally. So on this sort of surface, particularly against Finland, he's going to have to be careful of that, because they might draw him across and then get the straighter one looking for the LBW.
And the other thing, Kepler, is he plays at a lot of deliveries. Likes to get bat on ball around about fifth stump. Why do you guys, why do the West Indies boys use the bails so much, especially when they take their guard? Where did that start?
It started back when I was playing. Shimmer and Chandapur was the first one that I started doing it. I copied it, and I just found for me it made a clearer demarcation on the ground. You know, guys come out and guys who batted before you, not in this case with the openers, but everyone's like Kepler scratching around, making a spike mark somewhere, and then someone takes a leg, someone a middle and leg, another one, and you could never really tell which one is yours.
Again, good shape, so that's a tidy platform to build on for Steyn. None for none. Steyn's getting a bit quicker. He's certainly feeling comfortable out there, more comfortable when he started. He's built that platform. Now he's going to be bowling around 140 k's per hour.
Yeah, I feel he needs to get up there, and I asked Kepler the question a couple of overs ago. I think Hashim Amla, whoever it is, needs to get in his head and say, look, this is the last test match. The West Indies have come in here with the series still open. Let me get into my chief fast bowler's head. Let me get him firing from ball one of this test match and not leave it for later down. Not leave anything to chance.
Nice drive through the covers. Stian Fransal at the chase-up. Ball's going to win. Yes, it does. Nice shot.
Beautifully played. Traditional cover drivers was a fuller delivery. Dale Steyn hasn't been getting that much bounce so far this morning. So that was played on the up. Beautifully timed and well placed as well.
Gee, it must be so nice for these players. First of all, playing at Newlands, but also knowing they get 5 days of test match cricket, presumably in good weather, after sitting around cooling their hills in Port Elizabeth with that unseasonal rain. Solid, nice solid pull shot. Picked it up nice and early. It was reasonable pace too from Steyn, and that's hammered for 4.
All through this series, Devon Smith has looked in good touch. Most of the time he's looked untroubled. He had the cover drive 2 balls ago, or 3 balls ago, and now a sumptuous pull shot. West Indies will be hoping that he can take this good form and good footwork to something significant.
It's a good catch, that, by Dean Elgar. That gully went quickly. 1 down.
Change of end for Morne Morkel. Dale Steyn, should I say, jacking him 2 deliveries and he's in amongst the wickets. We talked about Brathwaite and how he had to be aware of the deliveries he decided to push hard at. He's pushed hard at this one. He's got the outside edge. It's gone to gully. Low catch. The slip catching in the South African team has been good behind the wicket. Dale Steyn now goes to 390 wickets in Test cricket, equals Mukayantini's record.
So 2 balls into the 14th over at this stage. 1 wicket gone down. Brathwaite was the one that just went for 7. Becalmed, certainly. 35 balls for that 7, and Leon Johnson, who has struggled in the series so far, is now in the middle. Really need a good solid performance to the West Indies from Leon Johnson. Good morning. Hey, good morning, HD.
Morning, Hazy. The breakthrough. Good catch by Dean Elgar in the gully, low and to his left. And a big wicket for the South Africans, because Brathwaite has been a thorn. He's hung around in all the test matches.
got that away with ease. Nicely whipped. Well in front of square on the leg side. Calypso-style boundary to kickstart his innings. 34 for 1.
In the gap. A fortuitous boundary for Leon Johnson. 80 for 1. Knocked him over. On the cusp of lunch. First test match wicket for Simon Harmer. What a poor shot by Devon Smith, having done all that hard work.
Delivery too close to him to cut, too full as well. So joy for Harmer. He gets his first test wicket, but Devon Smith played so well, so he'll be bitterly disappointed.
Well, there's some good captaincy from Hashim Amla. Last 2 deliveries, he got a silly point in there, trying to put the pressure on Smith before the lunch break. Not short enough and wide enough to cut. It's through him before he knows it. Clips the top of the bails. And South Africans will be very buoyant at the fact that they just managed to pick up that second wicket before they go into the lunch break. It's been hard 12 for them, having to bowl first after the West Indies have won the toss and decided to bat. And Harmer, what a moment for him. Wicket on debut, his first one. And how valuable is that for the South Africans at this moment in time?
He wants to know if you want to shoot.
So there's a look at the Audi performance tracker. Dale Steyn was wearing a red watch. There's a red one and a black one. He was wearing a red watch this morning. That's what he did. 9 overs, average speed of delivery, 140 k's per hour. Cranked it up towards the end. Distance covered, almost 8 k's. That's interesting. Average heart rate of nearly 130 beats per minute. Maximum heart rate, when he got excited with an appeal, I would imagine, 170 beats per minute. Steaming in now. This is going to be a little intense period for these 2 West Indies batsmen. Push up, 2 men back, and it's gone over the top. And it's gone for 4. He took him on with 2 men back.
Just want to see the height of this. I think it was low enough for him to have the confidence of hitting it. What height did that get to? Yeah, that's just above waist high. You certainly can have enough confidence in playing a shot like that to that delivery. If it had gotten up to shoulder high, I think he would have struggled with it.
Straight back past the bowler for 4. That wasn't a half volley by any means.
Lofted though, and because again the weight is on the back foot, fell well short of Morkel. Wouldn't have been a chance, but just the fact that he's putting so much weight on the back foot, that will always have the ball going back for some time in the air.
Oh, big shout, it's gone! Simon Harmer gets number 2. Johnson's got to go.
And he knew it straight away, didn't he? A little left-hander. He didn't even consider a review or anything like that. He's done it for length. He's gone nowhere with his front foot. And he's off and running.
Now this is a bit of a release for the West Indies. Steyn Funsal into the attack. Saw a bit of him in the first test match on debut. Bowled a bit in Supersport Park. Certainly not particularly threatening. He picks up a wicket first ball. That is a loose shot from Marlon Samuels. The South Africans are full of celebration right now. What a wicket that is.
H.D. Ackerman sitting next to me said, watch this, caught cover and first delivery. Marlon Samuels, he's been tied down, he goes after it, just drifts away, doesn't get to the pitch or anywhere near it, can't roll the wrists and slaps it straight to Faf du Plessis. It covers. Manzel gets his first test wicket, and what a breakthrough for the South Africans. Marlon Samuel, decent innings of 43 comes to an end, 162 for 4.
Oh, this is hot in the mouth stuff now.
Hello to Michael Holding and Kepler Westlands.
Good afternoon, Bish, and hello to all our viewers. The West Indian viewers will be a little bit disappointed with what has taken place as far as the West Indies team is concerned just before the two breaks, just before lunch. Devon Smith basically gifted his wicket to South Africa, and then Marlon Samuels just before tea gifted his as well. Christmas is gone. I thought the gift giving had already passed, but apparently not.
Now that's gone as well. First ball after the interval. No awareness by these West Indian batsmen today, and it's the experienced Shivner and Chandapol who departs.
Disappointment for Chandapol continues. He just overbalanced. Simon Harmer again strikes, and what an important wicket it is as well. Chandapol overbalancing, falling over to the offside, and a neat piece of work by Ab de Villiers.
Fantastic work. Fantastic work. Have a look at this stumping again. That was quick work. Excellent work by Ab de Villiers. Shivnarine Chandrapal knew he was gone. He didn't even bother to look at the square leg umpire. He knew once those bails had been removed, that was the end.
Squirted off the outer portion of the bat. Gets a boundary to end the first over after tea. It's 176 for 5. In the air, but it goes past cover, struck on the up.
Oh, that's high-risk stuff. Maybe he wasn't full enough to drive. In the air for a while as well.
Some of the stroke play that we are watching here, Kevs, just does not look like test match cricket. I wonder if they recognize that they are wearing whites and the game is scheduled to end on the 6th of January. Today is only the 2nd. It's the first day.
In the air, gone! Partnership broken.
So Ramden played well, but this time he played too early. Tried to play that on the leg side, got a leading edge. And Dulstein, he won't miss those. So often gets a breakthrough, Dulstein. So Ramden trying to maybe work it on the leg side, or maybe trying to go straight, but playing too early. That was the big thing. Got it high up on the bat, and the breakthrough comes. A very good partnership comes to an end.
Close to the outside edge, no feet whatsoever, and prodded at it. Another look at the wicket. Yeah, seems to just look mid-on, and he pushes at it. It's not quite full enough, and it's half a bat, goes straight back to Dale Steyn.
Steered away. Vacant third man. He's going to bank another boundary.
That's really nicely played as well, because it was in complete control. He gets on top of the bounce. Not really Philander's length, this. But he just guides it between the backward point and the man at gully.
Yeah, they'll be at the stage now where they'll be talking about just counting these balls down to make sure that the West Indies do not lose another wicket. Oh, it's just over the top. Leg stump whipped away by a big Jason Holder for 4 to get off the mark.
I think deliberately hit in the air. Not a half chance, not a full chance, just a boundary.
Big shout, they like that, the South Africans. Up goes the finger. I think that's okay, although Blackwood has sent it upstairs straight away. I wonder if he thought there was some sort of connection. It looked pretty straight to me.
No, he doesn't say anything about inside edge. And when he reviewed that quickly, sometimes as a commentator you think, well, I wonder if he's nicked this because he didn't waste any time. Now this is going to be out because it's crashing into leg stump. Yeah, Blackwood, in fact, we don't see it there, but he already started walking once I think he saw something on the big screen. He realized that it was a review and error. Maybe he thought that he wasn't as far across in front of stumps as he actually was, and that might have been missing leg stump. So that's a big wicket for South Africa. The specialist batsman is gone. I think he was the important one.
Yeah, and it's just 15 minutes into play. Couple of good drives. Steyn with the ball in his hand is always going to be dangerous. He'd love that as soon as he saw it wrap into those pads.
And another 50, Mike. Another 50 in the innings. 56 to Blackwood, 299 for 7.
But an absolutely huge boost for the South Africans. We saw and talked about the fact that the senior players had got together and there was a discussion. There was a change of field. 2 men were spread out. They were thinking it was going to be hard work, and then Dale Steyn struck.
Spit leg side. .300 now for the West Indies. Oh, he's clubbed that. That's a nice shot. A little bit short, though. Great pace from Vernon Philander. It's hammered away for 4.
Philander's short ball to Holder was very good. He got it to the right height. But to Taylor, he hasn't got it quite short enough. You see that Taylor's dealt with it superbly. That's in front of square. It's just wide of mid-on. And that's dealt with real intention. In the middle of the bat, and it flies away to the boundary.
Should be caught, should be easily taken, and it is. So there's some good work from the South Africans. Good work from Dale Steyn. He's the leader of the attack. He's got rid of 2 inside 30 minutes.
Yeah, double strike for Dale Steyn. An important wicket of Blackwell to start off with. And now Holder, who looked comfortable for most of his innings, and then was peppered by a short ball by Vernon Philander and didn't control that too well. Dale Steyn's gone for the back of a length delivery. Holder's trying to pull it over mid-wicket. The bat face is open and it ends up a comfortable catch for Steyn van Zyl. So 2 wickets have fallen for South Africa this morning. West Indies are now 8 down. Holder goes for 23. West Indies 316 for 8.
Here's Steyn. 4 for 75, Dale Steyn from his 23.4 overs. Never too far away from a 5-wicket haul. Here's a look at wicket number 4. Holder looking to take him on. Skies one. This time not so lucky. Top-edged one that landed in space, in open space, and so survived. That time a comfortable catch for Steyn van Zyl. Shouts of catch it. There's a man there. He should take it. It does. It's Dale Steyn. Morkel gets number 1. The West Indies have just 1 more wicket standing.
Well, no one deserves a wicket more than Morné Morkel. He bowled quite beautifully yesterday, and his figures don't anything like reflect the way that he bowled. I, for one, is delighted that he's got something to show for it. Good catch here. Steyn has to position himself under the ball, which he does without taking his eyes off it. And happy bunny at last. So Taylor played some useful shots for his 13. 319 for 9 now.
On down to third man.
Suleiman Ben wasn't sure whether he should run that, you know. I've never seen number 10 protect number 11 before, but there was a reluctance to run. Here's the wicket. Just got under it a little bit too much. And so did Dale Steyn, perfectly positioned.
Moles it away. 4 runs. It's a little bit of his own back.
I don't know how wise that was.
Well, Jack, because it's either you stand there and you just receive him and get pelted on the body, or you have a bit of a swing at it.
Or you just block it. Say, well bowled.
What good's that?
We'll see.
That's a top shot. Oh, what a shot that is. Smashed for 4.
He's hit this very, very hard. Crikey. Way down, it bounces decent height. It's deep in the crease. He played.
Half a shout. Decided to go fuller. Morning, Morkel. Just a couple of deliveries to go, so Suleiman Ben will be looking for a single, get back to the other end, get on strike. Trying to farm it as he spends time out there. Field comes in as well. Got him. He's chipped it to mid-off. Morne Morkel gets his second. The West Indies are all out for 329.
He's waiting for it to carry sort of chest high or whatever, and then he has to fall forward a little bit and take a good catch in the end. And always pick up the ball immediately. The background with a lot of people in it. A lot of red brollies too behind where he was looking into. Nicely caught.
Shake of the head from Suleiman Ben. High fives for the South Africans, and it's the leader of the attack congratulating all the others in the attack, having done well. They have removed the West Indies for 329. They were 276 for 6 overnight. They're just below the average first innings score, which is 332 here at Newlands. Look at the scorecard. 47 to Smith, 54. Johnson Samuels with 43. It's all very much a case of getting starts and not quite converting to get to 3 figures. 56 Blackwood, 53 Ramden. Holder played decently today for his 23.
Back here at Newlands, news is that the West Indies were bowled out for 329 this morning and added some 53 runs to their overnight total. So can the West Indies now bowl even better than they did in the previous test match? Can Alvira Peterson get some runs, get a significant score? Starts too straight again, Jerome Taylor. He does that quite often. And this will run close to the boundary and into the boundary. Too straight, good shot.
Beautifully played. That's a confidence boosting stroke by Alvira Peterson. The on drive through mid wicket. Kept his head nice and still and showed good balance.
Looking for swing, Jerome Taylor, but just a fraction too straight.
Second time we've seen that from the West Indies this morning. One from Jerome Taylor, now one from Shannon Gabriel. I think the real benefit has been in using the short ball sparingly, but pitching the ball up mostly.
You should be able to assess how short you need to bang the ball in after you have seen an entire innings and after you have bowled an over or two on the same surface.
Oh, that's a good delivery. That's come back a lot, and up goes that finger from Paul Rifle. That is a very good delivery out of nowhere. Swung back considerably from Jason Holder. The batsmen are going to have a chat about it, though. I'm not sure how Alvaro Peterson's going to answer this one. Yep, I thought that might have been it. Dean Earl got on his way. They decided not to risk using a review, or the Dean's having another look. He's going to watch that big screen, I think, as he departs. But what a delivery.
And once again on day 2, same as day 1, a wicket falls just before the lunch break, shaping in. And Dean Elgar's moved well across his stump, so I was initially thinking maybe there was a chance of it missing the leg stump. We have a look at the replay, and that's as good as it can get. No wonder Alvaro Peterson said, no, I don't think you need to go upstairs. That's done and dusted. You're on your way. So the first South African wicket goes down. Dean Elgar has to be on his way. The dreaded finger was raised. Holder's done the job for the West Indies.
So it happened on day 1, a wicket falling at the stroke of lunch, and again it's happened on day 2. Elgar going for 8, 48 for 1, South Africa. Good afternoon also to Ian Bishop, who's looked at the career numbers of Faf du Plessis.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, Kepler. Hello to everyone. It's been a good career thus far. And he's a good player, there's no doubt about that. But just being out on that surface at lunchtime, where we did our little back and forth, and the sun is out now, again, I'll say I keep being amazed at the way the cracks have started to come apart again. And Jason Holder, I thought, got the ball to do a little bit before lunch, and we talked a lot about his pace, and I want to touch on that a little bit later. But just keep doing what you're doing. Bowl that lovely 3/4 length. The ball is shaping away at times, and I just believe that while the ball is still hard, that little bit of deviation and uneven bounce is a big thing.
Oh, there's an edge. Hasn't carried, I don't think. Did it pick the gap between first and second slip? Jason Holder was certainly excited. Ian Johnson at first, and that's a boundary to start proceedings for Faf du Plessis.
Good delivery, a little bit of luck for Faf du Plessis. That didn't bounce at all, so that's why I didn't carry. He was a little bit uncomfortable, scratchy during his initial part of the innings in Port Elizabeth, where he turned things around and got 100. He played well towards the end, but struggled a bit early with his footwork and his setup. But that one certainly didn't carry, bounced well in front of slip.
Yeah, about a foot in it, I think.
Well, that's one way you don't want to get out. That is one way you don't want to get out, and a direct hit spells danger for Peterson.
Yeah, be short of his ground, I think. I think it was conclusive that he's well shot. Blackwood was quick, got around well. Probably the quickest man on the park.
We talked about Blackwood and the fact that he wasn't sure that it was a sweep route. Well, he was fully aware of what was going on here. Gets the ball quickly, quick release. And with a direct hit, Peterson's felt wanting, and not wanting by a short bit, by a long way. So unfortunately for him, his wonderful vigil and his disciplined approach to get into 38 will now come to an end. And he'll be on his way. So the second South African wicket is now down.
He has fought so hard, Alvaro Peterson, in this innings. 42 hard-earned runs and then a quick single. And out. A direct hit. A wonderful bit of fielding by Blackwood. It would have probably required a direct hit. It got one. Peterson goes for 42, 104 for 2.
South Africa's captain Hashim Amla makes his way to the middle, to wonderful applause from the spectators in and around Newlands. Nice shot. Be a chase for Shannon Gabriel. Big man misses it, lumbers after it, and it's 4.
Easy delivery for Hashim Amla to put away. We've seen over the years how strong he is through the leg side. So Marlon Samuels bowling his off spinners, sliding it down the leg side will be no trouble for Hashim Amla. That's why I'm surprised that they've got Samuels bowling to him. He's just come to the crease. Give him something that might worry him. That kind of delivery, well, it's not going to.
Down the wicket a long way, and it's spelt the end of Faf du Plessis. He left the safe zone far too early, and Ben threw it wide.
Yeah, good variation from Suleiman Ben. You've seen the intent from Faf du Plessis to take him on. Slightly slower, and he's done through the flight. It's turned a touch. And Faf du Plessis is beaten. Suleiman Ben's bowled well throughout the series, hadn't picked up many wickets and had much success. And he's got Faf du Plessis. Fine innings of 68 comes to an end with South Africa 157 for 3.
Ab de Villiers replaces Faf du Plessis. Another world-class player. These two at the crease, of course, had that wonderful partnership on the first test up in Centurion Amla, and de Villiers dominated the West Indian bowling and set up that first test match. Let's have a look at this wicket again.
Well, this was almost coming, wasn't it? I mean, the previous over, Faf du Plessis just got a little bit loose. And you thought that, well, the South Africans are trying to impose themselves. Yes. I think you'd be the first to say he's probably thrown away 100. That's out of character. Good bit of bowling from Suleiman Ben, though. He threw it higher and wider, so there was a little bit of turn. Now a moment for the West Indies.
Oh, there is a bit of good luck. He's nicked that, so the change of ball has brought some good fortune. It's just gone away a fraction. And a tickle from Hashim Amla, and the other skipper does the rest.
Can do no harm to change that ball. Nothing was happening. A couple of things. The ball has been changed, but we also talk about breaks, whether it's a water break or lunch break. That was a break. There was a little bit of a pause in the game, and he had to start all over again, Hashim Amla. And he found the outside edge.
Top delivery. Exactly the right line, exactly the right length. So perhaps that little breaking play just upsetting Hashim Amla's concentration. He played very well though, gone for 63, 254 for 4.
So the West Indies have picked up a wicket this morning after being pretty ordinary for the first half an hour. Now it's Temba Bavuma, who is at the crease, just playing in his second test match. Had a taste in Port Elizabeth. Jason Holt is a tall man, so straight away he's going to be asking a couple of questions of Temba Bavuma, with the ball that is certainly a little bit harder by the looks of it. A bit more bounce, a bit more movement off the seam than what we saw from the one that they swapped out with. He has said, Temba, that his whole game is clearly based around the fact that he isn't the tallest bloke in the world and he's had to make some adjustments, but he's comfortable doing that.
I wouldn't mind seeing a forward short leg for him as well.
There'll be a lot of people in the Caribbean who'll be delighted to see this, Mikey.
Not too sure how many people will be up to watch it at this time of the morning in the Caribbean, but it's a good strike. They needed an early wicket.
What is the time in the Caribbean now?
In the Eastern Caribbean, it's 2 minutes past 5. In Jamaica, oh, that is a good delivery. Just enough. That's all you need. Just enough.
Chopped it on. Looked to play initially, then looked to leave, but too late raising that bat. Bottom edge onto the stumps, and Gabriel has struck.
The indecision caused by the line. As I said before, he had been bowling an excellent line. He has improved in that regard, and he wasn't too sure whether he wanted to play or not because of the excellent line that Shannon Gabriel has been bowling. And he just was a bit late in withdrawing the bat. Gabriel deserved that wicket. Bavuma may think he was a bit unfortunate, but that's good bowling. Created the indecision. 5 wickets down, 288 on the board.
Just playing in his third test match, 100 on debut at Supersport Park, and the first test of this series. There's no doubt that the West Indies bowled a little bit differently to him in Port Elizabeth. So 1 ball left now in this, the 87th over. 2 slips and a gully. Allows that one to go through. Good stuff from Shannon Gabriel. 288 for 5.
Slashed away for 4. Width on it, maybe intended to go a little bit squarer, but his 4 runs to de Villiers, valuable they're proving.
He's got a lot of runs through that vacant third man area. Maybe de Villiers in this innings, maybe a thought to actually have a regulation third man to him.
Looking to go over point, but the ball just keeps swinging away from de Villiers, and it's that ensures the ball flies over down towards third man.
Reverse, brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Ab de Villiers. What an exhibition this is. He's the first to get to 3 figures in this test match, and look what it means to him and his wife as well. Magnificent.
Number 1 in the world, and he's showing us exactly why. He's a superb cricketer, is Ab de Villiers. Wonderful batsman, very inventive. And he's not scared of too many things. Doesn't matter if he's on 99 or not. He recognises his strengths and he sticks to it. Appreciated by the players in the dressing room, and appreciated by the faithful here at Newlands. It's been a wonderful innings. 103 from 144 deliveries, 11 fours. That last over went for 16, and they were all off the Ab de Villiers bat.
Top-class batsman playing a top-class innings, pushing his team into a reasonable lead at the moment, which he's hoping to build on. He's happy about that. It certainly is a great innings.
Down the ground, onside, 4 runs again to Ab de Villiers. Beautiful timing.
Different bowler, same result. He's a class player, as de Villiers. It's always lovely to see him playing nice and straight. Slightly over pitch, not really a half volley, and the timing is supreme.
I don't think that was a half volley at all. That was just good batting. Sometimes you've just got to say to the batsman, good shot. That's close to the sort of length that you want with bowling.
They're up and it goes up. The finger goes up in the end. It took a long time. Did Alim Dar thought about it. The appeal was prolonged as well, and got the desired result, certainly from the fielding team in the end. They'll go upstairs.
Another review for Stiaan van Zyl. First one, he was proved to be 100% correct. And I certainly think that he won't be making the decision. He would consult with Ab de Villiers, and Ab de Villiers would say, let's have a little look. Well, the front foot is fine.
It's looked quite straight when we first saw it, but it's high. It's high. It's hit him above the roll, but on the back foot.
But it's not bend bowling, so does that just clip the top of the stumps? Let's remember that it's been given out already by the umpire, and the batsman saying, "Ooh, I'm not so sure." Here's the question. There you go. It just clips the top of the stumps, right at the top. Look at that. Right at the top of the stumps. And so, because it was given out, it's going to stay out. And Stiaan van Zyl's got to go. The partnership is broken, just short of 100. It's 384 for 6.
Vernon Philander will replace Van Zyl. A job still to do for South Africa with a lead of 55 and AB de Villiers at the crease at 125. He will count on Vernon Philander to give him some assistance in forging a partnership, because South Africa will be hoping for much more of a lead. that as it goes upstairs. Good piece of fielding by Jason Holder.
No problem here, I don't think, for Vernon Philander.
It's always difficult when you've got to pick the ball up and then throw it to the other side. In fact, he's short, so that's a wonderful bit of fielding by the West Indians. We were quite calm in the commentary box here, thinking that he had made his ground because it wasn't an excessive appeal, and in fact the players have taken up their positions. They're ready for the next ball to be bowled. They're all going to get together and celebrate and have a drink because they've done superbly well. Suleiman Ben gets it onto the stumps at pace.
Like you, I thought he made it easily, but a very good throw and a good gather, and then good reactions as well by Suleiman Ben. So 2 wickets in quick succession.
And I think the message has reached Jerome Taylor, who is walking to his group. When it's the Bale, yeah, Bale is out of the groove and the bat is still not crossed the line, so that should be confirmed now. And Vernon Philander will get the ultimate shock. Outstanding fielding by 6'6", 6'7" Jason Holder to get down, turn and get the throw into Suleiman Ben.
It's a fine fielding effort. The 2 tallest men in the team. It's worked through to the leg side. Philander's keen for a single. One-handed pickup and turn and throw is not easy to do. It was the pace of the gather from Suleiman Ben and getting it back onto the stumps. Just got poor Rifle to go upstairs. Now, I honestly did think Philander was going to be safe. Anyway, he's gone without bothering the scorers. South Africa now 3-8, 5 for 7.
Simon Harmer in his first knock in Test match cricket. He does have a first-class 100 in addition to 13 half-centuries at the first-class level. So that average suggests that he's a capable low-order batsman. And his plan would be the same as it would have been for Philander, to stay there. Wasn't the case for Vernon.
That's pretty close. Up goes the finger straight away. I don't think Simon Harmer's going to have much of a conversation with Ab de Villiers this time around. He's striding towards him. They're going to meet and have a bit of a chat. Quick squiz of the pad. They have a clock on it. I think AB's going to say, I think you might as well continue. Yep, that's the call. So Harmer departs.
Well, he'll be a little bit happier now, Jerome Taylor. He needed to get something in that 4th column. Finally, he has taken a wicket. This is a better length, as we said before. That's pretty straight. The only doubt there could have been is that it hit him above the roll, so possibly going over the top, and that's exactly what that is illustrating there. Hawkeye is suggesting that it would have gone over the top, and that is something they always have to take into account once the ball has hit the batsman above the roll. Paul Rifle had no doubt. It was very straight. Even Ab de Villiers, standing 20 yards away, thought he was out, so he has to go. It's 404 for 8.
Average of 15. Top score of 76 against Australia at the MCG 2008. I think all the South African supporters will certainly remember that. So 404 for 8 it is, and Dale Steyn arrives in the middle. He'll be determined. He'll enjoy batting with Ab de Villiers if he sticks around for a while.
I'll tell you what, Hazy, if I was bowling after that performance of his at Port Elizabeth, my first ball, he'd be smelling it. They have dropped another man out deep, just in front of square on the onside, just sending the signal this could be short. If it's going to be short, though, it wants to be shoulder height, not waist high.
Oh, he wants one. There's not one there. Direct hit might have been a bit interesting. 404 for 8. Stein, direct hit, I think that's gone. West Indies have started their celebrations. Up goes that finger straight away. Direct hits really do make a difference in cricket, and that's another one.
And Dale Steyn is just hanging about 15 meters away from the boundary, but I think he knows that he'll be heading more towards the stands than back in towards the stumps. He has been given out. It's not that it has been sent upstairs, so I'm not too sure if he has any reason to stand around. If the umpire had sent it upstairs, he could hang around, but he has already been given out. Let's have a look at it again. Leon Johnson, the fielder. He's out by a distance. And there you see the finger goes up. It wasn't referred, it was given out. So no point in hanging around.
Yeah, I don't think Dale Steyn perhaps saw the finger go up. I think he was still sprinting past and didn't realise, and then eventually dead gone for naught. 408 for 9. Yeah, it wasn't where AB was trying to hit it. I think he was trying to go a little bit square with that open blade. Anyway, more calls there now. Average of 12. Big makes with Ab de Villiers. This will be interesting. Morneau we're trying to get AB back on strike as much as he possibly can. He's got himself off the mark just for 1.
3 run-outs for South Africa. Batting's hard enough to include that as a mode of dismissal. Alvaro Peterson, Simon Harmer, Vernon Philander. Here's the wicket of Dale Steyn. Rooted to the crease, going nowhere. Called through for the single, direct hit, gone. How about that? That's a big one. It ends the over of Marlon Samuels. 4:15 for 9.
Down the track, and he's clubbed that. But it's straight up in there. He should be caught. Is he caught? Yes, he is on the second grab. Ab de Villiers knew it. As soon as he hit it, his frustration was there for all to see. His wife can't believe it either. It is the end of a magnificent knock from Ab de Villiers. It's also the end of the South African innings. But gee, what a show Ab de Villiers put on for the faithful here at Newlands.
And how wrong was I to say that he would wait on the last 2 deliveries. He thought, no, I'll go for it now. But that was a brilliant knock by Ab de Villiers. That has pretty much given South Africa the lead that they would have hoped for. Perhaps they would have liked a few more, 120, 130. But a lead is a lead. Well appreciated by all here at the ground. Not necessarily all South African supporters. I saw a few West Indian flags a couple of days ago, but they all appreciated that knock.
Looking for boundaries. Ab de Villiers knew straight away that he didn't get it near the middle of the bat. Shannon Gabriel at the second attempt hangs on to it. While de Villiers was batting with Steyn van Zyl, South Africa would have felt that they could have had a very, very big lead, somewhere close to 200. They looked so comfortable. But at the dismissal of van Zyl, they fall in a bit of a heap, and thanks to some wonderful fielding as well by the West Indians, a couple of direct hits.
This is a good recovery. Should have been taken, of course, first up, but he got it caught in the elbow around the shoulder and then spotted it again and snaffled it with both hands. So Shannon Gabriel doing the business. End of something special, though, from Ab de Villiers. And more importantly, it's a sizable lead. South Africa will enjoy this lead after the tea interval. 5 wickets going down. 108 runs scored in the session. The run rate good at 4, pretty much. So it really has been entertaining stuff. And there's still going to be plenty more to come. The last 5 wickets going down for 37 runs. will be a little bit of a concern for South Africa, but I'm not sure they'll be all that bothered because the total is good in the end, the 421. Peterson helped at the start, and Ab de Villiers also yesterday. Amla went cheaply today, didn't add too much, that's 63. And Ab de Villiers 148 was absolutely brilliant. Stan van Saal 33, and it's a sizable total. And somewhere, as Mikey Holding said, somewhere whereabouts they would like to be near that three-figure lead after both sides have batted once.
Good partnerships, really, most of the way down. Significant one from the captain, Amler and Ab de Villiers, 97. And then Stian van Sail and Ab de Villiers looked well set, 96, coming off just 131 deliveries. Then it fell away.
Jerome Taylor 1 wicket in his 20 overs. Hold up, bowled well. 3.63 his economy rate. Got 2 for 87. Wickets well spread around, and some very good fielding contributed to the other wickets via the run-out route.
Craig Brathwaite, and he played superbly there, got man of the match. Got him caught in the slips court and gully region in the first innings on a ball around about a fifth stump line, and you're pretty certain that that's going to be the line that Dale Stein's going to be attacking again. Bowling with the wind as well, Stein. Devon Smith, who really did a good job in the first innings before he got out just before lunch. For 47 when he was bowled by Simon Harmer, who picked up his first test wicket.
Yeah, Easy. I'm curious right now, just before you describe that, as we talk about where the guys are, there's a fielder at cover.
Stein, here he goes. Short ball first up. Now, he's going to be, I think, cranking it up right from the ball one, Dale Stein. Hashim Amla will want him to bowl quickly. He likes to do that these days when Hashim says, right, from ball one, you've got to go. 393 test wickets, needs 7, Sean, to get to 400. He's sneaking up on you, Sean.
Said it before, Hayes, he's got me covered. It's only a matter of time.
.421 test wickets to Sean Pollock. Now that's an interesting shot that he played, because a great deal, many opening batsmen in international cricket would allow that to go through to the keeper. Wouldn't be tempted.
That's a shot I don't like with Craig Brathwaite.
Good shot, nicely played. Running away pretty smartly to the boundary.
Positive intent here from Devon Smith. First delivery, he's dragged down back of a length from Vernon Philander, and he's onto it in a flash. Smashes in front of square. In many ways has to drag it from wide outside the off stump across to the leg side. He's dealt with it confidently. His first delivery he receives, and he's off and running.
I thought he played really well in that first innings, Devon Smith.
Got him, I think. Yep, he has. Fingers gone up straight away. He's thinking about it. Devon Smith, and he's walking a chat with his partner, but he was quite happy to go off. He really was. He's not going to go upstairs, I don't think. Yep, one down.
I'm not too sure what that conversation was all about. It's an appeal for caught behind. You must know if you hit the ball or not. And I think it's quite clear there that he hit the ball. So, not too sure why you'd want to be talking to Brathwaite, or perhaps Brathwaite called him to say, are you sure? And he obviously is sure. So goes for 7, Devon Smith. It's 23 for 1.
Oh, there's significant turn and bounce as well, so I think you'll be looking forward to this. It'll be a real challenge from a batting point of view as well.
Let's go, boys. Yeah, Simon.
Just a point to note with this half a chance here that hits the outside edge, flies up, it's him in the grill. If he'd have managed to grab hold of it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. This whole over, in fact, has been just that.
Classic off-spinner's dismissal. It's a very good line. It's an attacking line that Simon Harmer's bowling. He spun this one back from outside off stump. So he's caused problems from the very first delivery. Let's have another look. Pitches outside off, plays inside. It should have been forward. It's a beautiful bowling by Simon Harmer, and this will give him confidence.
Craig Brathwaite goes for 16. It's 27 for 2. 2 wickets have fallen in quick succession, and Marlon Samuels is the new batsman replacing Craig Brathwaite. This should be fascinating viewing this contest. Samuels has tried to impose himself on spinners so far in the series. Gets past mid-wicket and will run into the boundary. Advantage taken of that short ball from Harmer.
It's a quicker one, he just dragged it down. He hasn't bowled too many bad balls in this test match, Simon Harmer. He's been very consistent, but that wasn't his best effort.
He's crunched that away in front of square on the offside, and that's gone for 4. Good shot from Marlon Samuels.
Excellent shot. A little bit too much width off it. Marlon Samuels was on the back foot. He was looking for the shorter one, and he pounced on this.
Yeah, that got what it deserved. Too short, too wide. Not very often you see such bad deliveries from Dale Steyn.
He's got that away. Very good shot for 4. Nicely played. Good comeback. The last ball of the over. 79 for 2. Also brings up the 50 partnership.
Getting a bit more positive now with their stroke play, these two. Have been at the crease quite some time now. Johnson has been there for just over an hour and a half. Samuels heading towards 80 minutes now at the crease. Gone.
That's what they wanted, the South Africans. An early breakthrough. They know that they've collapsed a few times so far in this series. Terrific for Morne Morkel.
Excellent delivery. They've been working away outside Johnson's off stump, pushing the ball across him. This last delivery was quick. There was steep bounce. It was well directed, and a good catch by Hashim Amla as well. When he looks at that again, he would probably think that he should have let that go, and he should have probably, but couldn't get the bat out the way, and good bowling and good pressure brings a wicket.
Well, not a bad knock from Leon Johnson, but he would have loved to have stayed a bit longer this morning. It's 95 for 3.
Enormous experience. 161 test matches, nearly 12,000 test runs, an average of just under the mid-50s. 30 centuries, 65 50s, best of 203 in Georgetown, Guyana against South Africa. But we haven't seen him get going at all in this series. Is this his time? So that's a wicket maiden for Morne Morkel, and what an important breakthrough. 95 for 3.
Harmer's coming to the attack to replace Vernon Philander, and if you were a bookie, tell me guys, if you were a bookie, what odds would you give to this? statistic. The last time Vernon Philander took a wicket at Newlands was the 1st of March 2014 after bowling 8 overs and 3 balls against Australia. He obviously got that wicket then. Since then, he's bowled 56.1 overs here and taken 0 for 200. Out! Out! Staines the man, as he so often is.
However, Shivnarine Chanderpaul has sent it upstairs straight away. He's asked the umpires to have a further investigation here about that. The South Africans look very confident.
Made a good noise, didn't it?
Gee, this could be a massive decision in the context of this test match. Let's have a look and a bit of a listen. Oh, just brushed the thigh. Something's got to be conclusive here for Billy Bowden to overturn that decision. Now, Shivnarine Chanderpaul straight away went up. Is there a spike? Yes, there is. So there's the spike as it goes past the pocket there. Hitting the badge, the West Indies badge. And I think that's conclusive enough to overturn.
Absolutely. South Africans would be really disappointed here.
Yep, has been overturned. Staines not happy, but he would have got some sort of message from the change room. He will realise that that was an out. And a really good example, I think, of DRS working well. With nothing further than just a replay, really.
Harmer will continue, take time to sort his field out, get it exactly right. Changing the commentary box. Ian Bishop, Kepler Vessels, and Robin Jack.
Thanks, Bummy. What a shot. Solid sound of the batter, Shivnarine Chanderpaul. Problems here for Simon Harmer. He's going at nearly 5 runs and over in this innings. Catch, it's the cry. Catch, it's the cry. Catch taken. Simon Harmer has his revenge. He's off to the races. And Samuels has fallen into the trap, quite simply.
It's a strangulation job by the South Africans. 28 deliveries Samuels had faced up to there, in which time he'd only scored 4. Sweet, sweet victory for Harmer.
No real need for the shot. We talked about it before. We said there were 3 posters out on the leg side. So really all Samuels had to do was hit it along the ground and take one. Good catch, Dean Elgar had to make a lot of ground to do that, and well bowled as well by Simon Harmer. So South Africa, they break the partnership, the one they wanted to break. Marlon Samuels has gone for another half century, but he falls to an irresponsible shot at this time of the test match. He's gone for 74, 182 for 4.
Jermaine Blackwood got a half century in the first innings after being recalled back into the final 11, having missed the previous test match in PE. Looking at the right hand of Paul Rifle, unmoved.
From up here, that looked like quite a good shot. I'm really interested to know why they haven't had the Samuels dismissal. Nicely caught, neat and tidy catch, had ground to make, eyes on the ball. Well caught, Dean Elgar.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ball is reversing. Just gonna have another look at this LBW appeal. Look at where that pitched.
Just sliding down towards that leg side there. Straightened a little bit. It's just all the umpires call there, top to bottom.
All right, let's get stuck into the last 2 balls then. Well, the first 2 of the over. that Steyn has bowled here. And remember, Blackwood was LBW in the first innings when he moved too far across his stumps. And I think those 2 deliveries from Steyn indicate to me it is a wicket-to-wicket operation here for the most part. There are still slips for the one that goes the other way, but he largely bowled a straight line. And that's why the short mid-wicket is in there, but he's middled it, Jermaine Blackwood.
Has he ever middled it? Almost playing it defensively, and it's flown through there.
Came at it quite early, just punched it.
It's got him. Magnificent stuff from Dale Steyn. This is exactly what he loves to do. Late in the day, a little bit the other way, and Newlands has risen to Steyn.
Concerned about the late swing into him, Blackwood. Steyn gives him the one that goes out. That's a brilliant piece of bowling.
Yes, it doesn't have to go a long way. All it has to do is maintain its original line instead of continuing down the leg side. It was aimed towards middle and leg, pitched and continued on the same line that it pitched, playing towards the onside. It's 202 for 5.
Okay, so 5 down now. The lead is 110 to the West Indies. Dinesh Ramdin has also struggled in this series with the willow, only scoring some 30 runs leading into this test match, but he played well and got 50 in the first innings.
4 over spell. Does he say to the captain, give me another one, Skip? Here's a window of opportunity right here.
Harmer to continue.
Just have a look at that delivery. Pitched off stump, hit off stump. He would have been expecting that to come in towards him.
Oh!
Another thing that perhaps Hashim Amla may take into consideration in regards to bowling changes is that this is over number 73. So the new ball will be available this evening.
Got him! Gone! Another for Steyn.
Good captaincy as well, good field placement. Simon Harmer just in front of square on the leg side, takes the catch. The ball was swinging back into Ramdin. He overbalanced, fell over to the offside, played too early. And another breakthrough for South Africa. Ramdin goes. West Indian captain is gone for naught. Have another look at it. He just flicks it up to Simon Harmer, just in front of square, makes ground, dives forward and takes a good catch.
It's a good catch, that. Had to go forward. First bowler for Ramdin. Steyn on a hat-trick. 204 for 6. The South Africans will feel, yeah, they're in. So often we talk about Dale Steyn having a sniff and running through sides. Holder has made his way out to the middle. Best of 52 in his third match, average of 28.5, but it's all about the hat-trick. Dale Steyn. He's got mid-wicket, well, 2 mid-wickets really, 2 slips as well, and catching cover as well. Keeps it out. Well played.
It's an absolute peach of a delivery on a hat-trick. What you want to do is get it as straight as possible. He's shown some fine skill here, has Steyn. He's got this one to shape away from the right hand. He had the wickets that went. Peach of a delivery with a reverse swinging ball. And that one shapes in, and unfortunately Ramdin doesn't judge the pace of the surface. Chips it to just behind, and that's the hat-trick delivery. As you can see the presentation of the scene, they went for the waist swinger and bang on target.
Gone! The trap set, and he fell straight into it.
It's all happening for the Proteas. We saw in the last over, Holder almost chipped one to that short mid wicket. You think he would have learnt his lesson, but he hasn't. Harmer's given it some air, the ball's pitched, turned, and all Holder's done is chip it straight to Hashim Amla. Short mid wicket, and now he has to be on his way. Protea fire has come to Cape Town.
Good captaincy again, good field placing, and also the fact that he kept Harmer on when he would have been tempted to maybe bring Morne Morkel back has been good captaincy by Hashim Amla. So Jason Holder has gone for 2, West Indies 213 for 7.
Jerome Taylor looking out to the middle. It's all of a sudden come to life. 182 for 3, 213 for 7. Many a time we've spoken through this series of how quickly it can all fall down. It's happening again. 182 for 3, now 213 for 7. You think back, you try and figure out which the moment is, and yes, it'll go back to Marlon Samuels. He was in and playing really well. Big shot, shouts of catch it. It will be taken. It is taken. Simon Harmer gets number 4. West Indies imploding.
Well, what a way to self-destruct. Simon Harmer won't complain though, because he's reaping the benefits of some good bowling. There were 2 posters on the boundary set exactly for this type of shot. So disappointing from Taylor, but good bowling by Simon Harmer. Taylor was looking for the big one. Got it on the inside of the bat, and it was never going to clear Dean Elgar a deep mid-wicket.
So the 8th West Indies wicket goes down. It's a bit of a donation from Taylor. 2-1-3 for 8. Ramden, he got out to the first delivery. He faced to Dale Steyn, but he's got to be concerned with the applications shown from his bottom order. Jerome Taylor, second delivery, 2 men back. Couldn't have been trying to clear it. I don't know if he was trying to go over long on. The West Indies were in a decent position. They had a bit of a lead going. And now 121 is the lead. 8 wickets down, and South Africa smell like they can get right through this batting lineup.
Suleiman Ben, 15 as an average, best of 42. No need to play shots. Shiv Narayan Chanderpaul's at the other end. Just bad with him. Simon Harmer on for 5 on debut. 2-1-3 for 8. I don't think the West Indies change room can quite believe it. There's a look at the shot once again. Goes for the great booming shot. Field is set out. It's not as if there's nobody out there. Mid-on's back a little bit. Deep mid-wicket is in place. Takes the shot on anyway. Got him! That's him! Gone! Steyn gets another!
Well, I said it would be tough for the tail end, and it was. From around the wicket, moving across the left-hander, and Dale Steyn gets it in the right spot. So a simple catch for Ab de Villiers off the outside edge. West Indian innings in tatters.
Seen a couple of collapses from the West Indies in this series so far, and this is another example. This is why the South Africans believe if they can get the ball going, they can clean it up quickly. Wonderful bowling, nice and straight, close on that off stump, shaping away. A feather of an edge, easy catch for Ab de Villiers. Suleiman Ben, he has to go.
Gabriel. Gabriel would not have been entertaining thoughts of batting, not today, because they were sitting pretty. 182 for 3. It was all looking okay. Yes, there was still work to be done. But one would have thought they'd be batting tomorrow. Here's Steyn. 2 in a gully. He's unsure whether he wants 2 in a gully or 3. They've ended up as 3 slips. Gets himself off strike. Well done.
Yeah, have a look at the delivery again. Shaping in on the angle and then swinging away as it pitches. Can't expect too much else from Suleiman Ben, really. Yes, he's able with the bat, but Dale Steyn's running in at intense pace. Pushes away from his body. Just a feather of an edge.
And you can understand him trying to play it because of the angles and also how quick it is, number one. Number two, how late it then goes away.
There's another one. Shannon Gabriel's looking for one. Direct hit from Temba's got it. Temba Bavuma has finished this innings. Brilliant stuff from Temba. Swooping on that. There was some hesitation. And that has wrapped it up.
Well, there was a little bit of confusion, really, because how many balls left of the over, and Gabriel surely wouldn't want to take the strike. Surely Chanderpaul would want the strike. There was just another delivery remaining in the over, so it gets pushed away. Bavuma makes good ground. There's hesitancy from both batsmen. It needed a direct hit. And the little fella obliged.
Yeah, he works hard in the field, doesn't he? He works very, very hard in the field. He's been after deliveries all through the series. And what a day for South Africa with the ball. West Indies would have held hopes coming into the day, especially with Samuels going well. And now South Africa have once again put themselves into a very strong position. West Indies had a moment, like so many test matches in this series, and it's been, I have to say, chasing, defending 123, they've flitted it away a bit.
Gee, it's remarkable. There he goes, Shivran Chanderpaul, gone for 50. All out, the West Indies for 215.
They're in a decent position, the West Indies. Johnson 44, Samuels was brilliant for 74, and Chanderpaul looked untroubled for 50, but it was the dismissal of Samuels to the off-spinner of Harmer, caught on the boundary by Dean Elgar, that saw the collapse. And what a collapse it was. Steyn and Harmer sharing the last few.
So there we go. Let's just have a look at these stands at the top. In the middle there, actually, Samuels and Johnson 68, Samuels and Chanderpaul 87, then Blackwood and Chanderpaul 20, and then, like a pack of cards, really just falling apart very dramatically there. All out for 215, and it all happened pretty smartly.
Steyn was brilliant once again once the ball started reversing. I thought Morne Morkel, he'll probably not get as many accolades, but I thought he was ferocious, bowled with pace and bounce. Got the wicket of Leon Johnson early in the day's play, and Harmer 4 for 82. Very good work after travelling at about 5 and over for a good portion of those 24 overs. He came back strong.
Right, so let's just have a look at where we are in this third and final test match. Remember, it was 1-0 going into this test match. The West Indies batting first and batting pretty well, not quite getting as to where they wanted to be. South Africa with a nice little handy lead after both sides have batted once. And the West Indies 215 all out. I'll say it again, losing the last 7 for 33. And South Africa now need 124 runs to win, and they're going to have around about 10 minutes of batting time tonight. So here we go, just a couple of overs we presume from South Africa to face the West Indies bowlers. Dean Elgar, century in the last test match. Certainly not an easy time. I imagine that West Indies change room would have been reasonably silent over the last 45 minutes or so. So Taylor it is. It's gone a little bit. Presumably off a crack, I presume. And it's raced away smartly, so that is not a good start.
They've got to be a little bit deflated, the West Indies, after what's just happened out there. Just goes across Elgar, he pushes at it, keeps going away, but I really felt that the West Indies were in this contest while Chanderpaul and Samuels were going along. They were untroubled, and Chanderpaul found some rhythm which he hadn't had. Samuel should have recognised that one of the great batsmen that the West Indies have produced was there with him.
Cries of catch it, no, that's been hammered away through the covers for 4. That was a long hop from Samuels.
Yeah, not a great delivery. And Jason Holder in the way, but he went the wrong direction. And probably looking for an extraction of some of what Simon Harmer got. The other option, of course, for me would have been Jason Holder himself, because he bowled pretty well, I thought, in the first innings, and he actually dismissed Elgar with one that came back into it.
Got him! He's got it through the gap. Suleiman Ban has picked up what could be described as a bit of an unexpected wicket. Maybe he wasn't anticipating bowling, but he's got himself in the wickets column.
He's played back. He's played back when he probably should be forward, Alvaro Peterson. And the fall of that wicket, we'll see Alim Dar and Paul Rifle remove the bails and call time for the day.
Quicker one from Suleiman Ben. He's got a very good arm ball. Upright seam, and it's just come straight back. Lovely arm ball, skidded through. And in the gap. Alvaro Peterson has struggled in this series, even when he's got start. He hasn't kicked on. He's gone through him. Pace and angle.
Dennis Ramden's got it right, and we've got it wrong. Happy to admit it. Peterson goes without scoring. South Africa will end day 4 on 9 for 1. Still a very good day as far as the South Africans are concerned. They would have thought that with all the rain this morning that they would still be bowling come day 5, but that won't be the case. Instead, Dean Elgar will walk to the wicket with the number 3.
Faf du Plessis is not totally happy. At the fall of the wicket last night, that was stumps on day 4. Here we go, day 5.
Yes, Benny.
He will get a bit of bounce.
You got your wish, Mikey. A batsman facing a ball while the side screen's still blue.
That's exactly my point. They complain about people walking 100 feet up, but have a look at that. Nashua. And he's batting without a problem. These batsmen.
Shivnarine Chanderpaul wouldn't have, that's for sure. Had a few problems with these electronic side screens throughout this series, which shouldn't happen, let's face it. Anyway, Faf is doing the right thing, getting on with the game. Last ball of this over. Solidly defended. So that's the end of a good over from yesterday and today from Suleiman Ban. 9 for 1. Oh, he cracked that. That is a good shot. Sooner or later was going to happen. He's been waiting for that, I think, and he's put it away for 4. End of the over, 13 for 1.
He was just a bit short throughout the over, Jerome Taylor. Elgar mistimed one, played backward defensive strokes to a couple of others, but he wasn't going to miss out with the final delivery. Too short from Taylor.
Discomfort from that back of a length, but it's 4 runs and 4 important runs.
Good delivery, snip back from Holder. Af du Plessis, we didn't get into any great position. Wasn't much he could do about it. Gets the inside edge, and luckily for him, doesn't go down onto the stumps. It goes away for a boundary. So 4 valuable runs for the South Africans. The West Indies will start to feel that things are a little bit against them. Every time they've got an edge, it's either dropped short of the slip, or in this case, it's gone away to the boundary, and just 100 required.
Goes for the pull and gets it in the gap, and Big Ben is after it. Coming back for 3.
They strengthened the leg side field, and they had a man brought from second slip to mid-wicket. The pull was airborne. It was airborne for a while. Fortunately for the West Indies, nowhere near that man who was positioned there. So once again, Dean going to the full shot, and it's bearing fruit for him in this innings so far.
And again, that is a shot that we've seen for the 2nd time this morning off the inner half of the bat of Jason Holder.
A smile from there from Af du Plessis. The reason why is, as Bish mentioned, it's the 2nd boundary he's picked up in that area. Once again, the ball nipping back off a good length, jams him up, gets on to a little bit quicker, maybe keeps it a little bit lower than he expects, gets the inside edge. Nothing Ramlin can do behind the stumps. Another boundary.
Well, they've bowled more than well enough to get a few wickets this morning, the West Indies. They've been unlucky.
Goes down the ground. Good use of the feet. And the loosening of the shackles by Dean Elgar. All the way for 6.
Excellent strike by Dean Elgar. So that's what I meant by rotating the strike and getting the left hand on strike. Hit that beautifully.
Shot. Pulled away for 4.
It's been a little battle within a battle, this, because we saw him just now miles late on the hook shot. This time it's not quite as short, it's more of a pull than anything else. It's below shoulder height, brings up South Africans 50. Move on now to 51. Deficit 73.
Oh, it's up in the air. It'll be taken. Oh dear, it's taken, but there's a collision. Is he all right? I think he is. Big Ben finally gets the wicket. One that just bounces on Af du Plessis.
Well, he certainly deserved that wicket, Suleiman Ben. He has bowled so well this morning. The odd ball has misbehaved, and this one did as well. Bounced a lot higher than Af du Plessis expected it to. Hit the top part of the bat and also the glove. Oh, that would have hurt if they had collided before the catch had been taken. Not too sure if any calling took place there. Brathwaite was coming in from backward point. Blackwood was going backwards. But the catch is taken, so all's well that ends well. Af du Plessis goes for 14. It's 51 for 2.
Hashim Amla, South Africa's captain, walks out to the middle. Fine record he has, 82 test matches, 6,719 runs at an average of just under 52.5. 28 50s and 23 hundreds. The best score of 311 not out. It's 73 they need here to win this match against the West Indies. 73 more. He comes in with Suleiman Ben bowling particularly well. He's got 2 for 12, both wickets to fall in South Africa's second innings. Vero Peterson and just departed Faf du Plessis. 2 slips in, short leg in.
Oh yes, Benny, down this one here, Benny.
51 for 2. 2 full, driven down the ground, and it'll go for 4.
I'll live with that, to be honest. It's a little bit too full, yes. But I still would prefer to see him looking to be bowling a reasonable full length than to be banging it in too short too regularly. His feet haven't gone anywhere, so there's every chance with that length that the ball could do something. The ball did absolutely nothing. So all it took was the bat coming through the line.
Yeah, that's something he's going to like, and he puts that away. He's not going to miss out on those sort of opportunities, Hashim Amla. The smallest mistake will get punished by him.
Always strong, square of the wicket. Hashim Amla. His delivery was a fraction short. It was beautifully played.
Through the covers, through Big Ben, and to the boundary rope.
Good shot from a fielding point of view, far from ideal.
Didn't want anything to do with it. Suleiman Ben. Long half volley by Shannon Gabriel. Amla doesn't normally miss out. And due to some helpful fielding from the man at extra cover, he hasn't missed out again.
Good shot, nicely played, down the ground. Half volley again and got the treatment.
Beautifully played. He scored on the back foot, mainly through that pull shot today, Dean Elgar, but this time equal to the task on the front foot. It was a half volley, full face of the bat, and excellent timing as well.
And here's another man who I think's shares have gone up during this series. A lovely 100 in Gaul against Sri Lanka in that match, in that series win for South Africa, and 100 here in Port Elizabeth. Almost say he cemented his spot at the top of the order.
Full shot, cries of catch it. Safe.
Didn't move particularly well here, Suleiman Ben. He's at a mid-wicket position, which is some way off the boundary. And we know when the ball initially goes in the air, he's unsure whether to backpedal or come forward, so he just stalls for a moment because it's mishit by Elgar. Well out of reach in the end.
Well, that's kept a little bit low. Shannon Gabriel likes that. Dinesh Ramdan, I think, just joined a bit. Shannon says, what about sending upstairs, skipper? Let's have a look.
Well, he wasn't convinced, Dinesh Ramdan. Immediately he indicated that he felt it was high, but I think the state of the game has led him to have a little look.
Need to remember the original call is not out. The umpire's call not out from full rifle, original call. That's okay with the foot.
It's a short delivery that didn't get up as high as Hashim Amla thought it might. And it's too high.
I can have too many issues with that. Confirming there is no connection with the willow. I don't think Hashim Amla is going to be too concerned. And Hawkeye suggests the same. Anyway, I might as well go upstairs for a look, I guess, if they happen to get a bit lucky and pick up the skipper, the South African skipper. Might have improved their mindset out there, the West Indies players, but it was always going to be unlikely. It's a good shot, plenty of time, rocks on that back foot. He likes doing that, does Hashim Amla. Comes back comfortably for the third.
And with the southeaster blowing, the Kelvin Grove end is normally the end the spinners like to operate from. This is a good stroke from Amla. Just cleared that left leg ever so slightly to be able to free the arms and find the gap between mid-wicket and mid-on.
Short. Cries of catch and it might be taken. Oh, it almost was taken. So that's a pretty good effort in the end. Brathwaite. It was at a deepish mid-wicket. It almost stuck.
It's the second one he's mistimed. Pull shot, almost got there. Almost. Pulls up, which is a problem. He needs to try and get on top of the ball.
Tried it again and it's gone over the top this time. 4 runs it is. Brings up 50 to Dean Elgar. Grafted hard this morning, now he's got some reward.
A bit of luck as well, but well played, Dean Elgar. The last delivery came off the top edge and just over the keeper's head. Prior to that, he miscued a pull shot as well, but he's grafted well, he's worked hard. Continuing to cement his spot at the top of the order for South Africa.
Got that century in the second Test match in Port Elizabeth. Got a century in Sri Lanka as well. In the previous tour before Zimbabwe. And he won't want to give this away. Bit of excitement there from the West Indies. Dinesh Ramdam, we know, is not the tallest keeper around.
Workman-like 50. Had to absorb a lot of pressure this morning when he started with Faf du Plessis. They went scoreless for a sequence of overs. I suspect here that he was in for something of a sweep, whether reverse or conventional. Instead, it's fired down the leg side for 4 byes.
I would say this is an adjustment by Ben. I think he's seen him get into position early and then try to fire it down, maybe at the leg stump. The bounce does for Ramdam, and away to the boundary.
Lovely use of the feet, giving himself a little bit of room. Enough room to get a boundary.
Good awareness from Amla. He realizes that if it's short in length, he can basically put it where he wants to. It's so short that even the ball will probably end up on middle and leg stump. He gives himself enough room. He knows it'll go over the top of the stumps invariably. Opens up the bat face and places it square where there are no fielders.
Just wonder how much the previous delivery had to do with this delivery. Went down the wicket to the previous one. And he hung back, and Samuel just dragged it down enough. 98 for 2.
His doubled 100 in that Centurion Test match was compelling stuff. Gone past everyone as he got bat on it. Yes, runs given to Hashim Amla.
That's a 50 partnership between these two.
Surprise too is that the wind has changed today, so it's coming from the south. Would have helped the seamers. Always love to have the wind at their backs to the fast bowlers, and to Ben it would have helped him dip the ball just a touch, drift it away. Wonderful execution. Will it be a boundary? Yes, it is. Poor fielding down on the fence. Allows Amla to pick up another boundary.
With a very stiff back. Down that fine leg there. This maybe was a case of the old size 12. Pop a boot on it.
Solid pull shot. Very much in control of that one. Dean Elgar stamping his authority now on the end of this innings.
It's a difficult surface to drive on, and we've seen Dean Elgar use this shot to great effect throughout the day. Anything that's been banged in short of a length, he's been severe on. And this is probably the best of them all. Right off the meat of the bat, he went airborne but was in full control, in front of square.
In the gap, and victory for South Africa. And the 2-0 margin in this test series, and appropriately it's their captain Hashim Amla who punches the boundary to seal victory from what could have been a tricky position halfway through this test match. South Africa, the #1 team in the world, have prevailed. Fans are happy. They've supported their team very, very well, young and old, male and female. What a wonderful sight to bring the series to a conclusion. Hashim Amla not out 38, Dean Elgar not out 60, and that, just looking at the stats there of Elgar's innings, doesn't give you the full story of how hard he worked and how mentally strong he was. Guarantee you, he battled.
The partnerships from the South Africans, 42, Elgar and Faf du Plessis, and an undefeated or unbroken partnership of 73 between Elgar and Amla. West Indies bowlers stuck to their task really well. Sulman Ben was fantastic, 17 overs, 2 for 24. The only problem was that wickets weren't falling, and so they couldn't sustain the pressure that they created. South Africa were patient, and in the end that all paid dividends.
Final story shows victory for South Africa by 8 wickets, and they win the series by a 2-0 margin. The second test, interrupted by rain, was drawn 329. West Indies, South Africa replying with 421. Both teams will feel they should have scored more in their first innings, and the West Indies collapsing once again for the 4th time in the series and getting bowled out for 215, and South Africa winning by 8 wickets today, 124 for 2 at the end. First test by an innings and 220 runs, quite comprehensive up at SuperSport Park. And then the rain having its say in that middle test match. South Africa were in a strong position, when play was called or abandoned. And then today wrapping up the third and final test match and winning 2-0.
That's it then from a picturesque Newlands and Cape Town. It's goodbye and catch you next time.
Lovely drive from Smith. Knocked him over. First test match wicket for Simon Harmer.
It's in the gap. West Indies captain Dinesh Ramdin gets to a half century. First one.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.